Everyone wants to know the secret. Not a tip, not a trick, but the real secret. They lean in, their eyes full of quiet hope. They ask me how I stayed alive inside for so long. I am 106 years old, and I have heard that question my entire life. People expect me to say something small, something simple. They think I will talk about olive oil, or walking, or clean air. Yes, I do those things, but that is not what kept me breathing. Come a little closer, because this truth is not loud. It is soft, and it is heavy, and it is real. What took me 100 years to learn can be said in one line. Your life is shaped by what you choose, not by what happens. Most people believe happiness arrives one day. They think it will show up when life finally becomes perfect. But the brain does not wait for perfection. It waits for permission. Psychologists call this cognitive framing. It means your mind reacts to meaning, not events. Two people can live the same tragedy. One becomes bitter, and the other becomes deep. The difference is not luck. The difference is the story they tell themselves. I did not always know this. I learned it through loss. I lost my mother when I was 5 years old. Her breath faded while I was still learning how to speak. I remember blood on a cloth and fear in her eyes. That kind of memory never leaves a child. Doctors today call this early attachment trauma. It wires the brain to expect love to disappear. My father brought me to America with $40 and no English. We slept on cold floors and dreamed of warm futures. By the time I was 10, my hands were already working. Leather and glue became my childhood toys. I did not grow up safe. I grew up alert. Then I met a woman who made the world feel kind again. Her name was Anna Maria, and she was pure light. Her laugh was gentle, and her eyes were brave. She made my nervous heart feel quiet. We had 9 years together, 9 years that felt like a miracle. Then one afternoon, she went to hang laundry on a roof. A blood vessel in her brain burst without warning. She was gone before she ever felt the fall. She was 28 and I was 31. I was left with 2 small children and a shattered soul. Grief took my breath away for years. Neuroscience calls this sudden loss shock. The mind cannot accept reality, so it freezes. I became angry at the world, angry at God, angry at life, angry at myself. Until one night, my little daughter looked at me with tears. She asked if my rage was because of her. That moment broke something open inside me. I realized pain was teaching my children fear. So I made a decision. I chose to be a father, not a broken man. That choice changed the way my brain worked. Science calls this neuroplasticity. It means the brain reshapes itself when you repeat new decisions. I chose warmth instead of bitterness every day. Slowly, my heart learned how to breathe again. Slowly, joy found me in small places. Years passed, and I learned how to survive again. But surviving is not the same thing as truly living. My days were quiet, and my nights were long. Loneliness became a sound that followed me everywhere. Then one ordinary evening changed everything. Not because it was dramatic, but because it was honest. I went to a small church dinner for one simple reason. I was hungry, and the food was free. Across the room, I saw a woman laughing, not politely, but with her whole soul. Her laugh filled the air around her. It made the room feel warmer. Her name was Gloria Washington. She was 62 and beautifully alive. When I walked toward her, people stared. An old Italian man and a black woman in 1990 Brooklyn. Some minds were shocked. Some hearts were uncomfortable. But love does not ask for permission. It only asks for courage. Psychology calls this self-directed identity. It means choosing who you are instead of letting others decide. Even my own son was upset. He thought I was disrespecting the past. I told him love does not erase memory. It honors it by continuing to live. Gloria did not replace my first wife. She reminded me that my heart was still allowed to beat. We spent 33 years together, years filled with laughter, coffee, and gentle mornings. Then one winter night, she passed away in her sleep. I held her hand until the light returned. Grief came back, but it did not own me, because I had already learned how to choose light. That is called emotional regulation. It is the ability to feel pain without becoming it. Now my happiness lives in small places. Morning coffee, soft sunlight, a familiar voice. My great-granddaughter calls me every Sunday. Her laughter feels like hope speaking. The brain releases peace through gratitude. Science calls it serotonin. Most people chase excitement, but peace is what lasts. When you train your attention on what is good, your mind learns to feel safe. That is not motivation. That is neuroscience. People think happiness waits at the finish line. They believe it arrives after success finally shows up. But the human brain does not work that way. It only feels joy in the present moment. Neuroscientists call this present moment awareness. It is the doorway where peace enters the mind. I wasted many years chasing what did not matter: money, approval, and the fear of falling behind. Those things kept my body busy, but they left my soul empty. Now my joy's simple and real. Warm bread, morning light, a kind stranger. These are not small things. They are the building blocks of a meaningful life. The mind is designed to notice danger. That is why gratitude must be trained. Psychologists call this attention bias. What you look for becomes what you feel. If you look for loss, your world feels dark. If you look for blessing, your world becomes gentle. Every night before I sleep, I name 3 things that felt good. Not big things, just honest things. This trains the brain to feel safe, and safety is where happiness grows. I lost my mother. I lost my first wife. I lost my life's work, and I lost the love of my old age. By every measure, I should be broken, but I am not, because I chose meaning instead of misery. That is called cognitive reframing. It is the most powerful tool a human mind has. Each morning I wake up and say thank you, not because life is easy, but because it is here. That is the real secret. You do not wait for joy. You decide it again and again, even when life hurts, especially when it hurts, because pain will visit everyone. But despair is a choice, and time is too precious to spend it running from your own heart. So while you are still breathing, choose to live, choose to notice, choose to feel, choose joy today, not tomorrow. That is how I made it to 106, not by avoiding pain, but by refusing to let it rule me.